Hello, people. Welcome, one and all, to Jojo's Learning Club.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today my topic would be on algebra. Algebra is the part of mathematics in which the relationships and properties of numbers are generalized using symbols. For example, let's take the area of rectangle. So what is the area of rectangle? Area of rectangle is nothing but it is the length multiplied by breadth, and you can algebraically represent it as A is equal to L into B, where A is the area, L is the length, and B is the breadth. So this is how you can represent it algebraically. And now let's learn some basic laws in arithmetic, and this can be generalized using algebra. So let us assume that A, B, C and D in these basic laws are all numbers. So for us, first let's take the first law, A plus B plus C. So what it is said? It is nothing but the first number when added with the second and the third number is same as adding the first two numbers and adding with the third number. For example, let's write an example for it. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is same as writing 1 plus 2 plus 3. So let's try to do it. 1 plus 5, and this is 3 plus 3, and this is 6, this is also 6. So hence proved. So this is what the first law says. And the next law, when you multiply the second and the third number and then multiply with the first number, it is same as multiplying the first and the second number with the third number. For example, let's take 1 into 2 into 3 is same as 1 into 2 into 3. Let's take it, right? 2 into 3, which is 6. Again here 1 into 6, here is also 6. So this is what the second law is. And now let's take the third one. It is actually the same. You know that 1 plus 5 is same as 5 plus 1, right? So when you add the first and the second number, or you add the second number with the first number, it's the same value. So this is what the third one is. And the fourth one is A into B plus C. It is actually opposite of factorization, which I will be taking it on later. So when you have some number common factor, this is actually a common factor of B and C, and that's why we write in outside of the bracket. What is the actual answer? It is nothing but multiplying A with B, then so AB, and then adding this plus sign over here, then AC. So this is what the fourth law is all about. And the next law is what you have learned in fractions. When you have fractions with the same denominator, you can write it together or you can group it together. So this is same as A by C plus B by C. For example, when you have 1 plus 7 by 3, which is same as 1 by 3 plus 7 by 3. Both of them yield you an answer 8 by 3. So that was the answer for the fifth law. And the last one, again we use same as the fourth law. So let's try to simplify it, right? A plus B into C plus D. So first you have to be careful. Take and multiply A with C and D. So let's write the answer. AC plus, okay, AD. Again next, B into C and B into D. So BC plus BD. So this is how you got the answer. And for a better understanding, let's do some problems so you get a better knowledge all about algebra. So let's start. So the first problem is A, evaluate 3AB minus 2BC plus A into B into C. So you have to evaluate and find the value of it. And the given conditions are what? A is as given as 1, B is given as 2, and C as 3. So just what you have to do, you just have to apply the value for each of these variables. So what is the value of A? It is 1. And what is the value of B? It is 2. So A into B, you can either write this as AB, which is same as A into B. right? When you don't put anything or even without a multiplication sign, it would be same as A into B. So 3 into 1 into 2 minus 2 into B is 2, we know that, and C is 3 plus 1 into 2 into 3, right? So 3 times 2, 6, 6 minus 4 into 3, 12 plus 6. So 6 and 6 is 12. 12 minus 12, the value of this is 0. So this is how you evaluate using algebraic expressions. And now let's do the problem number B. 4p square. So it's getting interesting, right? 4p square into qr cube. We know that the given values are p is equal to 2, q is equal to 5 by 2, and r is equal to 1 by 2. So let's just apply all these values to these variables. So 4 into p square. So you have to p's value is 2. So 2 square into q's value is 5 by 2 into 1 by 2 the whole cube. So now let's simplify it. 2 square is 4 into 5 by 2 into 1 by 2 the whole cube is same as 1 by 8. So 4 and 4 is 16 and 2 into 8 is also 16. So what's the value? The value would be 5. So we got the answer for the problem number B. And now let's do a bit more tough problem. It's not tough. So I wanted to introduce you to all the basic laws in these problems. So that's why I'm trying to do. Okay, so now let's write the third problem. Find the sum of 5a minus 2b, 2a plus 3c, 4a minus 5d, and b minus a plus 3d minus 2c. So when you check this problem, you know that you have 4 algebraic expressions a, b, c, and d. So when you add these numbers, you have to be careful that you can only add when these variables are of the same value. For example, you can only add 5a and 2a and not 5a and 2d. I hope you got my point, right? So let's do it. 5a minus 2b. So if you are not sure, you can also append 0 with it. 0c is nothing but it is 0. Again 0d. So you will not make any mistakes. If you are sure that you won't make any mistake, you don't have to write 0, 0. Otherwise, try to write with 0 so you will not make any mistakes in your problem. So 5a minus 2b, again 2a plus 3c. So there is no 0 b there, right? So I append a 0 for that, and again here 0d. And next one is 4a plus 0b plus 0c minus 5d. Again the last value b minus a. So what is actually here? It is minus a, then value of b is plus. Be careful when you do over here, right? So b plus minus 2c. I made a mistake, right? This is what I said. You have to be very careful and try to write in order so you will never make a mistake. So minus 2c plus 3d. So now it's very easy to add and have to do. So minus 5 plus 3 is what? Minus 2d. Again 3 minus 2c is what? It is c, right? 3c minus 2c is c. Again minus 2b plus b is what? Minus b. Again you don't have here c, so you can put a plus. Again 5a plus 2a is 7a, 7a plus 4a is 11a, 11a minus a is 10a, and this is the final value for your problem number C. I hope everything is clear. And now let's do a subtraction problem. So again for subtraction D, the problem is 2x plus 3y minus 4z. So you have to multiply it, subtract it from x minus y plus 5z. So you have to minus these value from x. So I'm writing it down again, x minus y plus 5z. Okay, now remember, when you have minus sign, you have outside the bracket, you have to apply to all the numbers inside the bracket. So when you write it individually, you have to write minus into 2x is minus 2x. So same as here. Say A, you have to consider here minus, so minus into B minus B plus minus into C minus C. So minus into plus 3y. So minus into positive side, minus into plus is minus. So minus 3y. Again, minus into minus is plus. So plus 4z. And now what you can do? You can just add both these numbers, same as which you have learned in your earlier classes. So it is nothing but it is 9z plus minus 4y and minus x. So this is the value for your problem number D. And now let's do a problem using multiplication where you use the last law of arithmetic. So 2a plus 3b into a plus b. So there is no specific order when you do multiplication, which you have learned in the second law, right? When you multiply the first number with the second number, it is same as multiplying the second number with the first number. So here, as by the rule, you have to see, you have to multiply 2a first with a, and then with b, and then 3b with here, and then with here. So that's all. So 2 into a into a. Recall here the index. When you have a into a, you can write it here as 2a square. Now you multiply 2 plus 2ab. Okay. Now you multiply 3ba. And what is another one? 3b square. So now you have to simplify it into the final form. So you know that when 2ab is same as 3ba, right? Because ab is nothing, ab is same as ba. So I can write it as 2ab plus 3ab. So it is group it together, so it would be 5ab. And here 2a square plus 3b square. So this is your final answer for the problem. And so this is all about the part 1 for algebra, and on my next part 2, I'll be discussing on indices using algebra. So see you on my next video. Bye.